Hello, my name is Chrisellaneous, as you can see behind me there. Thank you for joining me for Spooktober with Chrisellaneous, day number 3. For today, we're going to be continuing our playthrough we started yesterday of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you guys made it this far, I'm sorry for everything you've had to witness. No, just kidding. But this is a fantastic game. I won't go as in detail in the intro as I did last time, but fantastic game. Again, I'm doing my best with the voice acting I can. I don't really have any experience with that, but I still want to make it an enjoyable experience for anybody watching. I want to try and make these characters sound different, so I'm doing my best. If it's terrible, I'm sorry, I know, I guess. But yeah, so we're hopping back into part 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club, day 3 of Spooktober with Chrisellaneous. Let's take a look here real quick. I want to remind anybody watching this that individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please pause the video and visit the site on this screen. Earlier there was a warning as well that said this game is not suitable for play from children under 13 years old, and it did have me confirm that I was above 18 years old. Or wait, no, I think it just had me confirm I was above 13. Doesn't matter. Anyway, if you're somebody who is dealing with depression, anxiety, or things like that, this game might be a little triggering. I want to be open and honest about that. Otherwise, besides that, this game's storytelling is really well made. I think all the characters are really, really well made, and I'm very excited to be playing this on my channel. So let me know down in the comments if you're liking this series so far, if you have tips as far as the voices or want to see them done a different way. I'll do my best, but like I said, not a voice actor there. But let's go ahead, get ready, start the game. So last we left off, we met back up in the classroom after our first or second day, I can't remember. And everybody should have written a poem. We wrote ours. We're back at the classroom with the girls. Nobody's presented their poems yet, so we're gonna break into the game somewhere right around there. So let's take a look and get it started. Hey yo. Load game. Pretty sure we saved. This is where the save should be. Sunday, October 2nd. No, I think this is right, actually. Okay, hint. You can skip. You can use the skip button to fast forward through text you have already seen. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. Let me close this other thing I have in the background. Alright, let's keep it going. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there?
Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. She's looking for something, man. Manga.
You're reading manga, right?
Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. I disagree. I absolutely love manga. I don't know where you guys stand, but manga is fantastic. If you look right about here, geez, right there, I have a big stack of manga, Dragon Ball, and some other ones, but mostly Dragon Ball. Manga is great. 10 out of 10. And I don't know your point of view or where you stand with it, so How did you know anyway?
I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
What is that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. See, it doesn't look like any of this is particularly manga. Oh, wait! This right here, this looks like the manga.
There it is.
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest.
Ah, much better. Seeing a box with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world.
I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge me, you can go through the glass on that door.
Oh, she said you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Spooktober. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact,
Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm going to show you exactly why.
She shows the book right into my hand. Ah. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly
Don't just stand there.
Oh, Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat.
Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that.
Why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this.
Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow! How long has it been since I read the beginning?
You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then?
Not really. Maybe sometimes, after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention?
Something dark side. I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's a bunch of friends in high school, typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. He said, God damn, what are you reading, Natsuki? Oh no, my sounds aren't working. Dang. I was gonna do a boo sound effect. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot?
Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy at the ice cream shop. But that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There's so many touching parts.
I don't know, man. Natsuki's into different manga than I am. I don't like typical slice of life manga. Is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you.
Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean?
What? He's like, Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. She's like, ah. She goes buff Natsuki on us.
Good save.
This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something.
Yeah. Why does that matter?
It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right?
That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable.
She definitely got into got into baking because of this manga, though. Definitely.
Aha.
Definitely not a coincidence. Yeah, see, I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, all of the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. That is a good point, actually. You know, now that you think about it, you could pick up a lot of different hobbies from a manga. There's some crazy shit that happens in manga. But, you know, you're reading a slice of life. Everybody bakes. You learn how to bake. That's a skill, you know? That's a skill. You can vision train all you want or whatever. And, you know, if it aligns with your religion, there's value in that. But if you're like image training, like mind fighting people, that's not a good thing to pick up from manga because it's not going to really provide too much real life value. Unless it does. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant to that. Oh, that's the wrong one. Not to mention, she's really good at it. So who am I to judge? Oh, look how cute she looks here. Oh. We've read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you?
It's not.
Even though you're just watching me read, it's kind of creepy. Your head's tilting a little and you're drooling and you're getting some of it on the manga.
Well, I'm fine with that.
If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? ... question mark? You don't?
That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know.
What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends?
Could you not rub it in? Jeez.
Ah, sorry.
Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, "Eh? You still haven't grown out of that yet?" Makes me want to punch them in the face.
I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, I guess.
Oh, I skipped something. That's fine.
I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in this club room. Except Monaco's kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I?
Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. So we got some background info on Natsuki there. We can't infer too much from this, but she don't have friends, or at least she doesn't think she has friends. She's pretty embarrassed about the manga, and she doesn't think her parents would like her reading it. So she feels so passionate about that she keeps it at school. Interesting.
Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems.
Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? And she's like, ooh.
So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what?
Yeah. I was just thinking about how you don't have any friends. just kidding. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing.
I totally forgot that happens.
Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Oh, she's so happy now. Hapsky.
Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter.
Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone, but if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. Hey friends, this is my favorite manga. I'll share it with you. Here you go. Take it. Take it. Take it. Let me know what you think. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. And look who it is, Queenie.
Okay, everyone.
Hmm?
Are you all ready with today's poems?
Spooktober.
Oh, come on! Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there.
Huh? Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. Oops. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki.
You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens?
Yeah, but... Monica just said...
Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you.
Huh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I really don't plan on using my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish the next one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you.
By tomorrow? He ain't reading that shit. I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? These are the questions we have to ponder. Alright then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
Sayori's like,
Yay, I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. So, I don't really care about Sayori, Natsuki, or Yuri. There's one queen in the room, so I'm going to show my poem to Monica. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort.
Hi, Spooktober. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up.
Jeez.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Spook. Oh, wait.
Don't worry, Spookalanio. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
I like it, Spookalanio.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ha 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 ha.
She's like a surfer, just like, oh! Oh, geez.
No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So, take that as a compliment.
If you say so.
Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein?
Maybe a long time ago.
He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. In some, they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody.
I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that?
Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore.
Sheesh. Maybe I won't be doing the voices. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments if you want the voices moving forward or not. But what's... I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a little while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha 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 ha.
They're just laughing. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Oops.
Don't worry, I'm not very good.
She's the president. She's very good. I bet she's very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then. So, before we look at the poems, the poems, they give you additional insight on the characters as well, much like the dialogue there. But, you know, take these poems that we read with a grain of salt. Try and think about the meaning with the hidden meaning within the hidden meaning. Shout out to Naruto fans. Click outside poem area to continue. But if you're paying attention to these poems, you'll learn a lot about the characters as well. So I just want to kind of focus on that because it really makes the weight of this exchange a little bit more. So this is Monica's poem titled Hole in the Wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the speckle protrudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. Beautiful, Monica, beautiful. I think my applause is working. Great job, Monica. Great job, Monica.
So, what do you think?
It's very free form, if that's what you'd call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it kind of come.
Hold on.
I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Oh, Monica. Oh, I still have to show it to one of these bitches, goddamn. Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay?
This is your
first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah? Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
So it's that bad, huh?
No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are typical.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to make a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form and fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor completely changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It may take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
So Yuri is opening up a little bit now that we're attacking her poem. Or not attacking it, but going into it, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yeah, it's a Get Lit club. Let's go. So this is called Ghost Under the Light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Great job, Yuri.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
You really should be. I had a hard time reading that. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was.
But it took you a long time to read.
Yuri's kind of judgmental. She's like, hey, yo, you're definitely a beginner poem writer. Hey, yo, it took you so long to read that No way, Yuri. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Spooktober.
Really? Well, the name of the title is Ghost. Okay. I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
You say that, but then you also said that it took me a long time to read it, so I don't think I like your attitude.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought about it that way. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really.
It's elementary, my dear Watson. Elementary.
Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you.
I said it in the first part of Doki Doki, but this song is just a bop. Okay, let's show it to Sayori next.
This is a good poem, Spooktober. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right.
But that's why it's
But that's why it's impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one.
I keep thinking. So recording, reading, and doing the voice at the same time. I keep like placing imaginary words in the text, thinking it's gonna finish a different way, and then I'm like, oh, that's not how it's going. And then while I'm doing the voice, I realize that, and then it cracks. So I don't know, dude. I'm just here reading, trying to make reading interesting for us all.
It just reminds me of how you're really a part of a club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you. In the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Spooktober. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I wasn't really questioning if I was selfish, but now that you brought it up, it's a fair point, I suppose. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah? And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yeah. Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. We'll see. I'll be the judge of this, alright? Okay. Dear Sunshine. So, for Sayori, we should have probably something pretty upbeat, lighthearted, fun, kind of cutesy, but not cutesy in the same way as Natsuki. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, but I trust you, too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem, but you put that you want breakfast in the poem. It kind of took me out of the atmosphere, if you know what I mean. Came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you. You always want breakfast.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line. There it is.
I made eggs and toast! Yay!
I just feel like she's the kind of girl that, like, after everything, she's like, yay, let's go. Even though she doesn't say that. Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica is the best.
I agree. Ah, yeah, she's beautiful, talented, president, gorgeous, amazing, incredible, supportive, unique. Her poems don't suck. She doesn't get distracted while she's writing a poem. She doesn't put breakfast into her poem when it's not about breakfast. All the good things.
And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I will look forward to it. Natsuki. Let's see what Natsuki's up to. So earlier we got a little tidbit about Natsuki, saying that she doesn't have many friends. She's really into manga, slice of life specifically, but she doesn't feel like her parents will support her in that endeavor, so she keeps them at school. So let's see if any of that portrays itself here in her poem.
Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all,
Natsuki rereads my poem.
Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion.
Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said.
Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha! Well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it.
Soiled it.
I hope you're happy.
So in other words, you're saying you liked it. You think I have an awesome poem. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat.
You're so...
And then she like goes Super Saiyan.
You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing into the world like you're all self-important.
Pretty sure you never actually said that, Natsuki. That sounds like something I would very clearly remember. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't.
Why is she being like this, bro? She gave me some manga yesterday. We cuddled up in the classroom, read the manga together, parfait girls. Okay. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. So let's analyze what we've learned about Natsuki. I mean, I feel like the message there is pretty clear. All these animals are able to do different things. It's pretty cool. But I think that's a distraction from the main point of the poem. The reason this poem holds weight is because of the last two lines. People can try. That's what they can do. But that's about it. Meaning, to me that means, and literature is subjective I guess, but in this case, knowing what we already know about Natsuki, to me that means that she can try and make friends, she can try and make her family proud, but that's about it, you know? People can try to do what they like and what they want, but that doesn't always mean something. So, I don't know, dude. Freaking Yuri's coming after. Everybody thinks Natsuki has like this simple writing form or voice, whatever you want to call it, but it feels like there's some value in that. I don't know. That seems like well done in my opinion. It's a different style for sure, but
Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
Wait! Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even ever take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Natsuki? Duh. Your writing style wouldn't make a message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard.
Like in this poem. Oh.
Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay.
Oof. Yeah, we'll finish this one out just reading it. But the other nice thing about the simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. That is true. It did have a little bit of a kick because it took you off the beaten path that it led you to up till those last two lines. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. All right, we're about 45 minutes in, so we're actually gonna save it here. I think that's how we're gonna play it. We're gonna do 45-minute parts. You know, if something great is happening and we're in the middle of some great big thing, maybe we'll take it a little bit longer at that point. I don't know if tomorrow's video is gonna be Doki Doki or if it's gonna be something else, but either way, we're gonna finish Doki Doki Literature Club during the month of October. And just a friendly reminder, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please help me do that. I am trying to hit 600 subscribers by the end of the month, which is only possible by your hand. Just kidding. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this far. Let me know if you have any feedback. Keep in mind, you know, I'm doing this out of pleasure, enjoyment, show you guys something cool. So don't be too hateful in the comments. But if you do have positive feedback or any kind of positive, unique criticisms that might help me along the way, let me know. I'm glad to hear it. Make sure you stop by twitch.tv/Chrisellaneous, and I'll see you tomorrow.